Hey viewers, welcome to another game of the Casual Pro Gamer. Today we're doing another Starcraft 2 game, this being game 5 of the best of 5 between TSLPolt and MStephano. The finals of the Asus something tournament something, that is, well, the title of it is in the little thing before this video, well, before the game actually starts, before the commentary actually starts. Anyhow, we see, well, that they spawned on opposite sides of the map. It may very well be that this is forced, but we will see that in the scouting patterns soon enough. Because, well, if it's forced this way, so that they spawn on opposite sides of the map, they will probably, well, this overlord will move to this natural expansion or to this main base and not to one of the side bases. Same goes for the scout from the Terran player. Anyhow, it is 2-2 at the moment, and that means that they both have equal chances to win. It has been an exciting match, to say the least, and I'm hoping that game 5 will prove to be just as exciting. Yeah, from this drone scout I'm going to say that cross positions are forced, so he sent out drone once again at the exact time needed to get through this blockade, and that means that he's going to get the scout. And yep, actually doing some damage there on the SCV just to be a little bit annoying. And he is going to scout around in this base to see if there is a second barracks. He doesn't find one, so that is why he's building this hatchery. If he found a second barracks, then obviously he wouldn't fast expand, and he would make sure that he's going spawning pool first. Spawning pool will come up now, not sure when exactly, but normally we will see that. Yeah, and there we go. So yeah, it's a little bit of an advantage to go for this early expansion and then put your spawning pool down. And obviously these matches are decided by who has this little advantage, because with that little advantage you can snowball into having a big advantage later in the game. And this Marine didn't actually spot the Overlord, so is not going to be able to do anything about that. And we see the bunker going down, just like in all 4 of the other games. And yeah, 4 drones once again being pulled off, and 4 drones are going to, oh man, letting it go down to 2 HP before actually cancelling it. Obviously, yeah, you know that with 4 drones you're going to do 4 times 5 damage, so if it's on 22 you see that it can take 1 more hit. But it's really nice micro to have that, because this takes, well, doing it exactly at the right moment means that the Zerg player has to spend as much of his time as possible on killing that bunker. And obviously that is what he wanted. He wanted to prevent the mining there. Switching the factory and barracks. Going to build a tech lab on the barracks to go for stim packs, and going to build 2 Hellions here. We've seen him do 6 Hellions most of the time, and 4 Hellions every now and then. And the factory being rallied to these 2 Hellions already. So 4 Hellions now. While we see the Zergling taking on this this tower. So he sees this these 2 Hellions coming in. Wow, the Zergling actually surviving that the first time. Thought they would die from that in 1 shot. But okay, 2 more Hellions, and he is training 2 more, but it seems. Oh no, there we go. I thought he was supply blocked. He might have been supply blocked for a second there. Anyway, 6 Hellions versus 1 Spinecrawler here. And are there any units out? Yeah, there's 1 Zergling out. The other one got sniped at the Zelnaga's watchtower. And for the rest, a whole bunch of SCVs and drones. 39 drones to 25 SCVs, which is a big advantage for our Zerg player here. And yeah, the Spinecrawler moving a little bit forward to make sure that he can engage in a wider range. I'm not sure what the range on this is, but it's pretty big. So he can pick off the Hellions from here to about here. And yeah, they can still run past it and attempt to get some drones, but that's why these Zerglings are here. That's why the Queen is here. They're trying to block things, and with the 2 evolution chambers and another Spinecrawler, only this gap is available, and he can, and this gap I guess, and he can park some units in there to make sure that the run by is really difficult to pull off. And I think the tactic here is once they run in, trying to run through here, these Zerglings are going to come up and try and attack them right when they come through. And with these 2 Spinecrawlers, he will do a ton of damage there. And yeah, that is not going to be what this Terran player wants. So pushing out a little bit further here, but now, yeah, because the Spinecrawlers haven't burrowed yet, he can do a little bit of damage to the units here. And yeah, nobody got really hurt. Yeah, this Queen a little bit. She lost about 70 hit points. It's not a big deal. It's definitely not worth having 6 Hellions. But I guess the building of 2 Spinecrawlers because of those Hellions makes it worth it. Although the Spinecrawlers, yeah, they're a good investment, I guess. So yeah, but they are going to be useful against the Marines. So it is going to be hard for these, well, for this whole group to move in. And actually, one of the Spinecrawlers already down, and because the other Spinecrawler wasn't in range, placed them a little bit too far apart, and is going to, yeah, not be able to run in these Banelings, because he had no Zerglings, and losing his creep tumors here. Meaning that he isn't going to get anything out of that anymore. No more creep spread. And there's still one here, which is now developing a new one. So some of the Marines actually got out, but most of the army disappeared there to the Banelings. Banelings, of course, very strong. And we see a new base coming up, which is already the 3rd base here. And the Terran player might actually be, yeah, also building his 3rd base here. He's putting pressure on the front, which is exactly when you want to expand. Because every time you can keep your opponent in your base, you have opportunity to freely expand. And wow, he actually forces the cancel on that hatchery. That is a huge deal, even though there are plenty of Zerglings out here. Although 52 versus 31 Marines, it's not really the best situation to be in. And yeah, I guess the Marines are just a lot stronger that way, with the medevacts, that is. Now tanks coming out, and for the enemy, still only Zerglings and Banelings, just like last game. So we will have to see how it turns out this time. But yeah, I think it would be wise for him to at least mix up his units a little bit. Get some... yeah, definitely don't go for Hydralisk, because that went horrible last time. And another base coming up. Wow. Really going for macro mode here. Because, well, his expansion got picked off, sure. But, yeah. Again, building a base. I guess, yeah, he got most of the minerals back from that. And yeah, the Zerglings, or the drones, will have to wait a little bit for this to arrive. And there we go. A huge ball of Zerglings and some Banelings moving out, trying to find this army, which isn't too big, because it's spread out. If he groups it up, yeah, which you really don't want to do against Banelings. A fungal growth, keeping all of them in place. So the infestors will probably make a difference here in this game, because yeah, and he needs to have something to pick out these medevacts. But anyhow, the infestors making sure that the Marines cannot move, and especially if you get a nice juicy clump of them, you can do a whole lot of damage with your Banelings. Because if they can't run, then you can easily target them, obviously. And it is very hard to shoot down all of the Banelings before they actually detonate. So what's this going to be? It is going to be a planetary fortress. And a planetary fortress is obviously really strong at defending against, for example, Zerglings, because it shoots Zerglings, I think, in one shot. And yeah, that will take care of a lot of them. And obviously you will need to repair that. And he is going to try to repair, but his Banelings, wow, his Banelings doing a lot of damage there. There's 5 Banelings suiciding in, and that, yeah, that just did a whole lot of damage, and not losing a whole lot else there. So the Banelings do 24 damage, but it's only used against units. Oh, this is... no, I don't know. Yeah, it does damage the... it damages the buildings as well. That's what I thought, but it says only used against units. So I'm not sure what that means. Because you can definitely suicide them in the way that he did here. Maybe this is an actual thing you can do. Oh, and oh, okay. You do 90 damage to structures. Yeah, there it is. But you need to enable them to be able to hit that. Probably because it's very annoying if you're trying to not hit that. And yeah, don't really play with Banelings a lot, so obviously they are very good. And once again capturing the Zelnaga watchtower here just to keep a little bit of control over the map. And yeah, you can see that he can see 2/3 of the map, where the Terran player can really only see 1/3 of the map on the right side. But he is going to get his units over here, taking out a hatchery here. Don't know if it got cancelled because I wasn't there in time. But seeing from the amount of minerals, it might very well be cancelled. And getting a lot more units out here. Production tab. Ultralisk, yeah, getting spawned here. And Ultralisk is definitely a good way to fight this. There's one Marauder here, it seems. Yep. And that one Marauder is really good against the Ultralisk, only, well, not on his own, obviously. Losing a base here, which is definitely not a good deal, but I don't know why he didn't run in with his army. Maybe the way it is set up. I mean, with these tanks over here, and over here, and over here, it is very hard to ambush this. But he will have to break that if he wants to re-expand there. Getting a new base over here then, just to make sure that he keeps up the macro, because his his main base is out of mana, minerals. Sorry, his expansion is virtually out of minerals, and yeah, this just got taken out. So as well as this one. So an engagement here against of a full army versus full army, and the Zerglings coming in from behind, doing a lot of damage. And yeah, there is your anti-air. Not actually managing to build any anti-air yet, but yeah, the infested Terrans will do nicely to shoot down these dropships once they have been fungal growthed. And note that's not an actual verb. So yeah, the Ultralisks and the Zerglings coming in to capture this watchtower. It is really, yeah, a little bit of overkill for 2 Marines, but sure. And he is getting back a little bit of control, but it seems that, yeah, the Terran is just building up in his base, and once he pushes out, the Zerg player is once again going to lose his entire, his entire army. But this command center now coming in is going to replace the planetary fortress that was there, and we might even see this one transformed as well, because the planetary fortresses are pretty good, but they cannot fly anymore, so against a full ground army it is probably good if you can fly them. But yeah, definitely another planetary fortress. And yeah, I guess he figures if he loses his base once again, then it's over anyway. A huge engage here, spreading out the Ultralisk quite nicely, making sure that they take no splash damage from these tanks. Or, well, not all at the same time, because obviously it is unavoidable to take splash damage. And a lot of units going down for this Zerg player, and not managing to do anything here, I think. Except, well, taking out a few of the minor buildings, such as supply depots. But the tanks are still alive, a little group of Marines and a Marauder still alive, and yeah, this base was mined out anyway, so this is the base obviously he needs to attack, but I don't think he spotted that yet. Nope, he doesn't know it is there. And yeah, the Zerg player has exactly the Terran player has exactly the same problem, but he seems to be oh, hang on. No, he hasn't spotted these 2 bases yet. And come on. So yeah, he does spot this base now because he expects the Zerg to expand and expand and expand, obviously. And he is going to, or he did just take out that base, and in the meantime, all of these Zerglings, with the help of the infestors, are going to I'll get some damage done on this base. The base, as I said, almost mined out, so it's not a big deal for the Terran player. But it is, of course, well, useful to take out whatever you can take out. Zerglings running all the way back to base. Still has 4 bases, 2 of which are mining, I think. Yeah, these 2 are mining. And this one is hardly mining. This one is completely, well, mined out. There is still 1 drone mining. And yeah, that's 2 bases versus, yeah, this one is kind of like the natural here. And yeah, versus 1. So, Terran player not in the best of situations, but yeah, the planetary fortress completely wiping out those Zerglings. But yeah, well, let's have a look at the army, because the army is pretty big for both sides, but well, 35 or 36 now Marines with some medevacts and some 9 tanks actually, and some Marauders. Are they going to be good enough to go up against? Well, obviously the 56 Zerglings are not going to be the problem. They're going to be the problem if the units focus on the other units, so on the Ultralisks, for example. But the 4 Ultralisks and a couple of Banelings, yeah, they will take out quite a big chunk of your army if you're not careful. And Infestors once again coming in to create some infested Terrans, just to make sure that he cannot mine from this base, because this is his only mining base, and even though he's losing a lot of energy here, it doesn't really matter. He is trying to make sure that nobody can mine from this base. And 1 infested Terran getting out all of the SCVs. I think that's kind of a, yeah, kind of an overreaction there. I lost some mining because of that. Let's see the income tab. So we have the Terran actually at 800, where the Zerg is almost mined out, or well, almost isn't mining at all, even though he has 2 working bases. And yeah, finally wiping out this this threat here, and going to be able to mine from that 1300 now. Oh, the Zerg actually now able to mine, and this thing got wiped out. I don't know when. I must have missed that. Yeah, I'm not really good at keeping track of the whole map yet. Tend to talk about a whole lot of other things because in League of Legends I normally do that, and because there's not a whole lot going on. But this game is more of a continuous attack and defend, well, game. So I need to focus a little more on where the action is. So we see this base getting taken out again, and wow, 2 big armies fighting here, and yeah, a lot of casualties on both sides. But the important thing is that the Ultralists survive on the one side and the tanks survive on the other side. Lots and lots of tanks here. They make my graphic cards crash almost, so let's go view some other part of the map. And apparently, oh, there we go. No. It will pick up, I'm sure. Let's go to a lesser place on the map. Or just give it a break. I don't know why it's doing this. It shouldn't be doing this. It hasn't done this all match. But of course, yeah, there we go. We're back. It probably had to catch up or something. So the tank getting taken out by these infested Terrans, and since the infested Terrans are free, that is a good thing to have. And the entire army getting out, surprisingly, even though there was a huge wave of tanks here, a huge battalion, I guess. And they could have definitely picked off something if they sieged over here. But yeah, well, incomplete information, I guess. So yeah, the tanks sieging once again, and now unsieging. He's creeping forward. He's trying to get as much done as possible with the army he has. Because obviously the less army you spend on attacks, the better it is. I wonder why there's only like 200 mining for the Zerg. Oh, he's long distance mining. Okay, that explains. And this one isn't mining. Yeah, so that is what is happening. Never mind. So once again taking out this one, and by now the Zerg player is so ridiculously far behind that even though the Terran player doesn't have an extreme income, he is still far enough ahead to make sure that he can easily win this. I'm assuming, that is, because at this moment, hang on, the army tab should show us that. Yeah, at the moment he has 140 versus 110 food on army, and has definitely more invested in it, so higher tech units. Because most of the units on the Zerg side are Zerglings, as we have seen. So yeah, the big bulk of the army over here, and is going to get fried by these tanks here. Not a good thing to have, and yeah, there's nothing left really. There is 1 Ultralisk and 3 infestors, but the infestors cannot even burrow. The queen gets taken out. Yeah, no Zerglings, and there we go. The GG coming out, and our Terran player here, MStephano, TSLPolt, actually winning the match there in a very interesting match, to say the least. With an exciting last game. Lots of fighting going on. Yeah, the Zerg has some trouble here, or had some trouble holding his bases, and that was eventually his demise. because he could only hold these 2 bases, and yeah, couldn't really do anything out of that, or other than that. So I hope you enjoyed. I will see you next time. GG.